another beautiful day. We are going to have a wonderful episode. We are going to talk about mommy's guilty, or what we call mom's guilty. What is guilty? Guilt is an emotion that governs our social behavior. In regards to mommy's guilt, it's that feeling of inadequacy. You're not meeting the expectation of a mother's role. And when we consider all the expectations and the responsibility competing around your life, it's a pretty normal feeling. Considering your kids are well fed, you're doing all you can to ensure your household is running, you also go to work, or probably you have other important things to run in your life. And when we talk about guilty, the good thing about it is that it helps us adhere to what is expected of us. It helps us play by the rules. It helps us obey. It also helps us and encourages us to be better people. When we look at a mother's life, there is so many responsibilities, and it happens so often that you might feel a little bit guilty. You're not doing enough for your child. And what are some of the reasons which make mothers feel guilty? Number one, being a working mom, or not being a working mom. That is a stay-home mom. The comparison between a working mom and a stay-home mom, those two might make you feel guilty. Why would a working mom feel guilty? In fact, she's working and she's bringing all the money, she's bringing something on the table. The guilt creeps in when you feel you're working too hard, but your child is not getting your time. That is what causes the guilty. And now, when we talk about stay-home mom, you're a stay-home mom, but you don't work, you're not supplementing, you're not bringing anything on the table. That might create the guilt. Again, you are there trying to instill values to your children. You're there telling them, work hard, learn good skills. Then deep down you might feel, am I really a good role model to my children? And that is pretty normal, because at the end of the day, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Someone has to take care of the family, someone has to play those roles at the end of the day. So that feeling of guilty is pretty normal. And if you're not careful as a stay-home mom, that resentment, that stress of you're not meeting the expectation of what you want for yourself, what you have in your mind, it can make you lose your spark. It can make you lose your groom. It can make you stop taking care of your life, because the cycle of a mom's life is monotonous. It's the same cycle every day. Everything is so monotonous, and everything being monotonous, it might impair your thinking capacity. So when you're in that position of a stay-home mom, don't just sit, because again, when you will have time, or when you'll go back to the community to try to look for something to do, you'll have what we call employment gap. And that employment gap means you'll have rusty skills. And it is very important when you are at home as a stay-home mom to empower yourself, to self-educate yourself. Don't just sit and Netflix chill. Try to self-educate yourself. Try to be informed. If you can even get short courses to continue empowering yourself when you are at home, you can do something for yourself to empower yourself, to ensure that you are at par. As much as you are at home, be intentional with your journey. Know that it's not something you can do forever. So don't forget yourself simply because at this point you're at home taking care of your kids. Know that besides these kids, I still have a life, I still have goals, I still have something that I want for myself. And that's something you want for yourself, let it be your guiding North Star for your future and what you desire. Number two reason is breastfeeding. The moment you have a child, you're a new mom, there is a lot of confusing activities happening so fast in your life. As much as you might have attended those clinics, those pregnancy training, what you might expect, what you might not expect, there is a problem you might face, because the child might have colic, the child might be awake for so long, and if you're not careful, you might get what we call postnatal depression, because you're not at peace with yourself and so many things are happening so fast and randomly in your life. Number three reason is not knowing to ask for help. The moment you have kids around you, kids are involving. It's a lot of work, and not everybody knows how to jungle within motherhood journey, taking care of the family, taking care of the kids, ensuring the home is clean, ensuring food is ready. Not everybody knows that. If you know how to plan your day and do everything accordingly, good for you. If you don't know, please ask for help, because you'll end up getting stressed. Kids are You'll end up getting stressed. Again, the other thing is having judgy people around you. When you have a family and you have kids growing up, it's a lot of work. Definitely you need someone around you to help you. You'll need to go run errands. You need someone to look after the kids. You need to ensure that the people around you, they are people who are supportive. They are people who are holding your hand. When we talk about judgy people, we are talking about people or look down upon you, people are not helpful, and people are not willing to support your journey. So you need people who will hold your hand. Know that when I visit this lady, I know she needs someone to clean the house. I know she needs someone to help her do stuff. Don't be that person who will just sit and look around the things you're making mistake on. Be supportive. Be helpful to that person. Again, is losing your temper. So oftenly you will lose your cool because there is a child you're trying to feed, she doesn't want to eat. There is someone who forgot their homework. There is someone who has just dumped the clothes on the bathroom. Try to be peaceful as much as possible because the routine is the same. Definitely clothes have to be removed. Definitely there must be something messy with the children. So you have to be at peace and know that kids have to be engaged. Kids have to be put in a schedule. And how does this guilt and stress affect our lives? Definitely, if you don't take care of yourself and you're not at peace with yourself, constant stress leads to production of adrenaline, and at the end of the day we'll have what you call adrenaline rush. Definitely, if you have a lot of guilt within yourself for a very long time, it will lead to stress. And this stress might lead and might also affect your mental health and your physical health. So you need to ensure that it doesn't lead to anxiousness, it doesn't lead to depression, it doesn't lead to high BP. That's why you have to be intentional and very positive with your mothering journey. If you don't, you're going to have a problem. And what are some of the things you can do to ensure that you are at peace with yourself? Number one is self-care. Find ways to take care of yourself. Find ways to love yourself. Find ways to connect with yourself. Find ways to be at peace with yourself. Might be reading a book, might be walking around the block, might be workout, because workouts bring a lot of peace, and it doesn't have to be a long workout. You can start with 10 minutes, then add 20 minutes, then go to even 30 minutes, because everything is gradual. Nothing happens at a spark. Change is gradual. So you have to plan your life. You have to find your way to connect with their enthusiasm and ensure that you are motivated internally. You don't have to wait for someone to motivate you with what you want with your journey. The other thing is learn to outsource. What do I mean by outsourcing? If you can have a stay in house manager, please do. If you can get a day back to help in cleaning the house, please do. If you can have someone run your errands for you, please do. Try as much as possible. If you are very much engaged with your mothering journey, try to be very enthusiastic with looking for help, and try to be very comfortable, because this is not something you're going to do for one day or two. You're going to do it for a very long time. So you have to find ways and hacks to survive. The other thing is comparison. Stop comparing yourself with others. Comparison is the killer of joy. We see very high premium lifestyle in the internet, very good lifestyle, very expensive lifestyle. You see different lifestyles from our neighbors, from our friends, from our relatives. But one thing you need to know is that you're not in there, inside the walls of their house. You don't know what goes on there. That is not your story. You need to walk with your journey with the goals you've set for yourself. And if you get stuck, you need to know when to ask for help, because at the end of the tunnel there must be a breakthrough. You cannot nurture what you love and fail to get fruits. So be intentional with your journey. Comparison is the killer of joy, and what you see in the internet, it's sometimes not real. So be very careful. Admire what you want to get for yourself, not what will bring you stress because you cannot have it. Another reason is talk it out. Have someone to talk to. Have that friend you can always laugh your silliness with. It helps at the end of the day. And they say a problem shared is a problem solved. And we are coming to the end of the episode. And if I have not shared exhaustively some of the things which make us guilty as mom, please leave a comment and let me know. And yeah, I'm so glad to have had this episode with you. Yep.